Hi everyone, welcome back to Cloud9Intuitive. My name is Janine and I am here to do a message for whoever needs it. Obviously this message won't resonate with everyone, but if it finds you and it resonates, then please take it. There's tons of other readings here that you can check out, or if you so choose, you can join the community over on Patreon. I haven't posted a reading on YouTube in a while, and that is because I am going to be migrating all of my social mediaing, Instagram. Excuse me, I really only have Instagram and YouTube, but I'm going to be taking everything over to Patreon. So if you like the readings that I post here, there's a free tier on Patreon where you will be able to access all of the same things. Why am I doing this? I'm not monetized here or anything like that, but I do really value people who intentionally seek me out. I've always been like a person who I've grown this business organically. A lot of my clients come through word of mouth, or they just hear about me or stumble upon me somehow. But the people who really ride with me are super intentional about it, not just like scrolling and scrolling up and down. It's been something that's been that I've really valued. Just the way that like people have found me through this network of like energy, and my guidance is telling me to sort of call my energy back to myself a little bit, and just sort of like locate it somewhere so people who intentionally want to be there can be there, and tell their friends about it, etc., etc., etc. And that's where I will be. I might pop up here on YouTube from time to time, but I'll mostly be over there on Patreon. So please click the link in the description to join me over there. In fact, if you are feeling froggy, you can watch this exact same video over there ad-free, if you just want to click the link now and hop on over there. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get into a reading here. Was there anything else I want to say? Oh yeah, and I'm also going to be adding 2 new tiers to Patreon. So there are paid tiers, there's free tiers where you'll get access to videos like this one, and then all my same things that I've always been doing for my paid Patreon supporters. I'll continue to do those, and then I'm adding 2 new tiers that include personal readings. One tier will include a recorded personal reading every month, and another tier will include a one-to-one session with me every month, and those are shareable, so you can give them to your friend if you feel like you don't need a reading or you know someone who really does 1 month. So that's something that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited to offer it. So anyway, if you're interested in all that, join me over there. But right now, let's go ahead and hop into a reading here. Well, okay, interesting. I'm going to start with the Gateway of Light activation. Message for whoever needs it. My nose is itching. So I feel like there might be someone who feels like they're going through something in like completely alone, like they're the only, like, I don't know, you might be feeling like you're in a moment where like you're the only one who can understand what you're going through. You should I feel like there's like things that are written You might not have anybody in your circle, but there are things that are written that can really assist you. Or like, reach out to someone that that you trust, if you have someone that that you trust. And they might be able to direct you to some sort of resource. I mean, and this could be something like if you're going through something emotionally, but it could also be like a business problem that you're experiencing where you're like, no one's ever going to understand this or something like that. There's actually like literature on it, or like a course guide that's been created or something like that. I don't know who that's for, but there's something that's been written about it. You're not the first one to experience this problem in the way that you're experiencing it. Could be, for some of you, it could be a computer issue. I don't know. But anyway, you have coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Yeah, you're going to resolve this issue. This issue is going to be resolved. I feel like there's help. There's a help for it out there. Then you have this crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. This could also be a health issue too. If someone out there is experiencing some sort of health issue, there is research. There's been research that's been done on it. It's almost like you're not digging in the right places. You're not looking in the right places. Especially if it has to do with headaches. There's a different doctor, different specialist that understands what you're saying. I think that the person that you're seeing and the person that you're trying to get help from is not understanding, is not listening to you. I'll just put it that medical professional is not listening to you. You need to seek out a second opinion. I'm not a doctor, so don't take any health advice from me, but you need to seek out a second opinion, especially if it has to do with something with headaches or something like that. Or like your vision, something like that. Yeah, healing, returning to wholeness, transformation. This like there's a solution here. There's a solution here, and it's for I mean, whether or not it's a health issue, a business issue, emotional issue, this solution is like life changing, because it feels like this thing that you've been dealing with all by yourself has just it's almost getting bigger because you're trying to do it by yourself, right? This is not a time just collectively to go it alone. We need each other right now. We really need each other. Bounteous, generously given, relationships coming together. So look, we need each other. You have coming together twice. Like, how could I make this up? This is two different decks. See what I'm saying? We need each other right now. So, it's time for you to start reaching out, start exercising your network. Start with me. You know what I mean? Start with me. If you can't think of anybody, start with me. I was saying to my homie recently, like, I'm a connector. I'll figure it out. I'll help you figure it out. I'll connect you in. But it's like you're not alone. You are not alone here. You don't have to be. What is this one? Use your voice. Thank you. Talk to somebody. Start. It just takes one piece of communication, right? To sort of expand your experience, to change it, to shift it, to free you, to liberate you, to liberate you from the solitude. I'm a solitudinous person. I will be the first one to admit that. But solitude is when it becomes heavy, right? There's one thing for solitude for centering, solitude for, coming back to self. But when solitude becomes heavy and things start to look sort of bleak, that's when that's when that's when it's like it's almost like it's a distortion response, almost like shutting out the world, right? Because the world can never understand what you're going through through this process. Or for some of you, like in your evolution, right, this could just simply be like you're having like this spiritual awakening, or this new awareness coming into you, and it's like nobody's ever going to understand this, right? But I think what I want to emphasize here is that yes, there is community, there is soul family, there is connection that will reach back to you if you reach out to it, if you use your voice. If you Marcos, there's a Polo, okay? If you Marco, there's a Polo, all right? And that's going to feel really freeing. It's going to feel really freeing, especially if it's been a minute since you've had a Polo. It feels like it's like perhaps it's been a minute since you've had a Polo. And so I encourage you to one more time. Maybe it's your ancestors poloing back to you, or maybe it's your higher self, you know. But if you mark them, there's a Polo. Message for whoever needs it. Wow. King and Queen of Wands. Look at this. If you Marco, there's a Polo. If you take one step, then you're going to attract back to you another step. It's going to empower you. It's going to encourage you. You're going to attract back to you. If you take one step, you're going to attract back to you the boldness to take another. You know what I'm saying? It's very. This is very like. You either have someone who's going to show up, who's going to tell you exactly what actions to take, and it's like, oh, that's what I had to do. Like they almost give you your power back, because it feels almost like the solitude, the feeling like you're having to go it all alone. It's starting to deplete your power, right? We need that. We need that. We need each other. We need each other, and I think more and more people are coming to understand that. So I think that the information, the help, the assistance, the whatever it is that you need to get through this moment, yeah, because you're feeling lonely. Look at this. This is the solitude. This is the lack. This is I'm all by myself. This is like I've been abandoned. This is like there are no more options. There's no more options. But there are. There really are. But it requires the connection. It requires the connection. The connection is required for the energy to move. Woof. The Ace of Cups. It's this Ace of Cups. There's a beautiful opening here. If you would be ready to receive it, it's almost like you get this, like, it's almost like divine intervention is how I'm getting it. It's like divine intervention, whether that somebody comes through, or like all of a sudden you see the information, or like you find the book, you find like, or they, you know, or you find the right doctor, somebody recommends somebody to you all of a sudden randomly, and you're like, it's exactly what I need. You know what I mean? Or there's a divine intervention here. There's a divine intervention here, but it requires you to be open to the connection, open to the coming together, ready to receive, to co-create, right? To say, okay, I see this opening, to give thanks for this new information, to give thanks for this new direction, and then open yourself to co-create more, to not be so closed off to what's being offered to you. There's something, someone comes in and it's meant to like shake this off of you. Shake this solitude off of you. Shake this loneliness off of you. Shake this this feeling of not having enough, not being enough, self-doubt, to shake it, to help shake it off of you. Are you open? Are you open? Queen of Cups. To nurture and nourish, right? To nurture and nourish. Could be a Cancer energy here, Cancer, Aries, Aquarius, but Pisces. But to nurture and to nourish you, to go deep with you, right? For some of you, this is trying some sort of new, like, water, guess how they're giving it to me, water therapy. I don't know what that means, but something with water, some sort of therapy with water. It's unconventional, it's new, it's you might also discover that, like, for some of you, obviously, if you're having a problem, go see a doctor. I cannot emphasize that enough. Everyone, please go see your doctor, get your checkups, all of that stuff. But you might discover that some of the things that you're experiencing are like spiritually related. And as you start to come together, welcoming connections, open up new conversations, open yourself up to new energy, some of those things are alleviated or relieved in some way. That's for someone out there. The Nine of Swords, yeah, especially if it has to do with headaches. I'm telling you, if you like, for some of you, it's stress. It's stress, and it's stress because you're trying to hold the weight of it alone. Stop it. I can't with come on, the Hermit card at the bottom of the deck. You've been trying to hold the weight of the world alone. You've gotten everything that you could have gotten out of the solitude in this period. Like, it's like, now is the time for connection. Now it's time. The Hermit removes himself from the people and to learn something new, to learn something from within, to reconnect with the light within, and then goes back out to the people, right? And it's almost like you might be in there a little too long. You might be past due on the time on your reconnection time, okay? You can't hold on to everything that you know, all of the changes, everything that you're experiencing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't hold on to it, good or bad. I mean, good or bad. It's got to be, to resolve it, you need connection. The resolution requires connection, because you have something, like, you're like, okay, this is what I know. The Hermit, you kind of like, this is what I know, this is what I understand, this is what I have come to learn. And then you get more information that responds to that information, and that's where you get the resolution. Okay, it's time to step out. Okay. Let's do a shaman's dream to wrap this one up. And then again, Patreon, join me over there. If you have not already clicked out of here and clicked over there, I encourage you to do so. Check out the new tiers, especially if you're one of the people who often gets a recorded reading. Check out the new tiers. And let's go. You have lost in space, needing direction. Lost in space because of the, like, it's almost like at a certain point, collectively, we're at a critical juncture where we can't go it alone, because none of us has the entire picture. We all see a little bit of it. We all have our own ideas and concepts, but when we come together, when we help to use what we've learned to inform each other, that's when we can create change. That's when we get to a resolution. That's when we get to the next phase. 36. So sometimes in life we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up-leveling and genuinely changing for the better. A part of us is hiding in the vast expansiveness of space, wants to sabotage our progress. In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. You might be tired and simply need to regroup and rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is redirect your perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you are invited to reduce your life visioning to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hall of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your mistakes, flaws, failures, and losses. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as you recognize that you were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy, take care of you in basic, fundamental ways, and the world will be all right again. You have help to take care of you. If you need care, you have to say something. You have to ask, you have to reach out. Whatever you need, you find it within connection, okay? If you Marco, there's a Polo. Thank y'all so much. I'll see you over on Patreon. Links for everything is in the description box below. I love you so much, and I'm sending you so much love, so much peace, and so many blessings.